Hey there, welcome to the Not Just Mama podcast, the show where we talk about building businesses, chasing dreams, raising little yous, and keeping it real through all the chaos. We're diving into mindset, motivation, and all things mompreneur life, all while microwaving our coffee for the 20 millionth time. I'm your host, Heather Madsen, a dream-chasing mompreneur who knows exactly what it's like to juggle big ambitions with a million daily tasks. Because let's be honest, we're not just moms. We're wives, we're partners, we're daughters, friends, creators, dreamers, and so much more. And just because we're raising little tiny humans doesn't mean we have to put our dreams on the back burner. We deserve to chase them, build something incredible, and make a difference, all while being amazing moms. So go ahead and nuke that coffee once again and get comfy, because we're diving in. Today's episode is one that really hits deep with me, and I have to say that today's topic is something that I was constantly worried about when I discovered online businesses and how to create online courses, okay? And if you don't already know, I'm an introvert, and I wouldn't say I'm as bad as I used to be, but in recent years, I have really found my courage to speak. And really becoming confident in this topic has really helped me to become who I am today. But there is still a part of me that has had a hard time being out there in the crowds or talking constantly with others. I mean, if I had it my way, I would rather cuddle up at home with my kids and my little puppy. But obviously, that doesn't really happen all the time, right? In real life, I have to say that my biggest fear, the thing that was holding me back the most, was my fear of being on camera and recording myself. Okay. I never done it before, and I always thought it was a weird thing to do if it wasn't necessary. But hey, life kind of throws you curveballs, right? And pretty fast. So I'm sitting there not really desiring to be on camera, or God forbid anyone actually watch my videos. I mean, the horror, right? And I had so many fears around that, so many blocks, okay? And literally, when I recorded my first video, I felt like an idiot. I for sure felt that there was some way, even though I know it wasn't true, that someone was watching me at the exact moment that I clicked on record. And I felt embarrassed. I felt like a fool, like an idiot. And I felt like I wasn't good enough to be confident on camera. Who would find me interesting, anyways? So I had so many of these thoughts holding me way back. But then fast forward to today, I feel like I have so much more confidence. I can actually record without stuttering my words or ramble on like I used to. And this is what I really want to share with you today, the fact that you don't have to be a natural performer or an extrovert when starting out. I sure wasn't. And now I look back and wonder, why do people feel this way? Okay, why did I feel this way? Why did it feel so hard for me and feel like an unbearable thing to do? And here it is. There's a fear of judgment, right? What others will think of you for making the video in the first place. There's the overthinking part, the what if I mess up? What if no one likes me? What if no one follows me? All the things, right? And then you feel the pressure to look or sound perfect. And not to mention, being an introvert brings on a whole nother ball game of fears, okay? I mean, the list goes on. And all these thoughts can completely drain us faster. And especially being an introvert, because being on all the time and being confident feels super heavy to us. But I want you to know that all these things are quite normal. They're quite natural. And they are not a sign that you are not cut out for it, okay? So let's talk about what really helped me shift from that anxious person, okay, from the one being like, please don't record me kind of girl, to someone who can actually show up now and hit record and not want to crawl under a blanket right afterwards. So here are the biggest mindset shifts that really helped me see recording myself in a different way, okay? Shift number one: you're not performing, you're actually connecting, okay? This one changed everything for me. For the longest time, I thought being on camera meant I had to perform, okay? To be like that extra bubbly person, super polished with my words, and say all the right things at the exact right times, like an extrovert, right? But once I realized that I didn't need to perform for anyone, and I just needed to connect with them, it took the pressure off completely. And I started showing up like I was talking to a friend. I stopped worrying about being perfect. And I just thought, what if one person just really needs to hear what I have to say today? Okay. And that really just made me relax. Shift number two, the camera is just one person. Okay. Just pretend. Talk to it like a friend. And actually, this is some advice that my friend actually gave me when I told her I was really struggling with this because she was one of the only people that knew I was doing online courses. And shout out to you if you're listening. But she told me just pretend that I'm talking to a good friend and just have a conversation. So it might sound silly, but I literally pretended the camera was one of my close friends. Because when you think of it that way, it stops being it stops feeling like it's this cold, intimidating lens staring at you, right? It starts feeling more personal. And so instead of talking at your audience and into the crowd and into the void, right? Start talking to them directly to your friend. That's where the connection happens, and that's where you will see a difference in your performance. All right, shift number three. Your people don't want perfect, they want real. So I don't know about you, but just watching people trying to perfect their videos or they have these perfect videos, it can be a really big turnoff, right? I mean, sometimes perfection kills the connection, and I learned that the hard way. People aren't really looking for the version of you that is polished, right? Someone who never stumbles. They're looking for you, your real words, your heart, and your story. So if you mess up, laugh it off. There's many videos I've had where I have just like in the middle of my sentence started laughing because I knew I messed up my words and it got jumbled up in my brain. And, that's okay. And I have videos of me laughing on camera. And I mean, you can just edit those out. But I mean, you seriously need to just laugh it off. If you forget what you were saying, just take a deep breath and keep going. The right people will connect with your authenticity, not your perfection. Okay. So let's get into some practical stuff because mindset is very powerful in this, but action is what really builds the confidence. Okay. And I'm telling you, me doing it over and over again has really built my confidence. So here are a few things that helped me ease into being on camera and not feel like I was forcing it or being somebody I wasn't. Okay. First off, start small. Don't pressure yourself to record long videos right away. I made that mistake in the beginning. I was like recording myself, and an hour later, I'm just like, holy cow, I messed up so much. I don't know. It was too long. So try something short, like a 15-second video. Okay. And I mean, if you're confident enough to just post it on Instagram or your social media, just talk about your day, how your coffee was, or something that you learned, something interesting, right? It doesn't have to be business related at first, okay? At this point in the game, you just really need to get comfortable seeing yourself on camera. And that was one of the hardest parts for me was just seeing myself on camera. All right. Secondly, find your comfort zone. Okay. Set up a space that feels really good to you. Maybe like by a window where you can see the birds or whatever, or like your favorite cozy corner on the couch. If you feel comfortable in your environment and where you are recording, it really shows on camera. Trust me. Okay. Third, practice before publishing. It may seem silly, but it is really something that will help you in the long run. Even just doing it in front of the mirror is going to be helpful, okay? So with your phone, hit record, practice a few things you want to say, and just watch yourself back. And it's not to criticize yourself, but to notice what you like and what you don't like. And then you would just re-record that and see if you do better. And just doing that over and over again is going to help you. And maybe it's things like maybe you smile naturally when you talk about certain topics, or you have great expressions on some points and you don't in others. Make yourself mindful of those things and then go back and just practice again. And recording yourself and going back through it is really going to help you. And it's not to like criticize you or make you perfect, but it's just to find where you're not comfortable with what you're doing and try to shift that into something that you are comfortable with, okay? And when you do a great job and when you have a video that you have finally recorded and you are super happy with it, celebrate that, okay? It's hard as an introvert, I'm telling you. All right. Fourth, speaking notes, okay? Pick the best way for you to perform, whether it's by memory, if you're really good at talking out of just thin air, okay? I don't have that strong point. I need my notes. But if you're good at that, do that. Or if just having bullet points for notes is the best way for you to perform and feel natural, do that. If you need a script to read off of, do that. There is no judgment here, okay? Do what feels the most comfortable to you. Just make sure that whatever you choose, that you don't sound robotic, okay? um, Fifth one, record when your energy is the highest. For me, that's usually maybe in the morning right after I've had coffee. But for you, it might be during nap time or when the house is quiet or right after everyone's in bed. Choose a time when you feel most yourself. Okay. And last but not least, don't re record yourself endlessly. Okay. If you are going to record one of your course videos, and it is not what you expected, and then you re-record, and then that's not what you expected, and then you re-record, and that's not what you expected. Oh my gosh, the list can go on and on. Please don't fall in the trap of making it perfect. It's okay if you say something out of line. You're only human, okay? I used to record. Oh my goodness. I recorded myself so many times because I hated my videos. And it took me about 20 or so times before I realized that the first one was usually the best one, anyways. Literally use my first video every single time. Done is better than perfect is so true. So here's what I want you to remember. You do not need to be loud or out there to be seen. You don't have to be super outgoing or animated to connect with people. Your calm, grounded energy and the way you speak with intention, that's exactly what someone out there needs of you. Introverts can just really be great speakers and motivators, honestly. We have so many ideas and thoughts and things that go through our minds. So I just feel like when we actually do end up talking and getting things out there, we make a bigger impact. Okay. So confidence doesn't come from waiting for you to feel ready, it comes from just doing it. And how do we get better at anything? How does a runner get better at running? How does somebody get better at hockey? Okay. By doing it. That's the key. Okay. Every time you show up, you are building a little more strength, you're building a little more courage, and a little more ease in the recording. So this week, I want you to take one small step, okay? Record a short clip, even if you're never posting. It doesn't matter. Just record it. Watch it back, smile, and say, hey, I did that because you did. And that's how it all starts. And before you know it, you'll surprise yourself just like I did. And I could honestly say today that I can get in front of a camera and record myself no problem. Like, I'm pretty sure my next course, or if I ever make another course, is going to be my best one yet. But it takes time. And the more you do it, the more your confidence will grow. All right. Well, I hope today's episode gave you a little nudge that you may have needed to just start showing up and just start recording yourself, even if it feels scary. Recording yourself could be one of the most daunting things to do as an introvert. But remember, confidence isn't built by being fearless. It's built by showing up anyway, even when you're scared. And trust me, the more you show up, the more natural it becomes. If this episode spoke to you today, please share it with another mompreneur who is struggling with this. I know this can be hard, and just hearing stories and talking about it can really help. And if you've been listening for a while and you've been loving the Not Just Mama podcast, don't forget to follow the show on Apple Podcasts and leave a quick review. It helps other entrepreneurs such as yourself find these episodes. So until next time, remember that you don't have to be anyone else on camera. Just be you. Be yourself. Be your totally amazing and brilliant self that you are. Okay? And if all else fails, just survive till bedtime.